Oh dear, okay.
The Pope takes a poop and the President too, and the fancy dance banker in his three-piece suit, the big fat general and all of his troops. The truth of the matter is everybody poops. The famous brain surgeon has to leave his lump, and the high-priced model has to stop for a dump. But can the sides of Canada can't spray away the truth, 'cause even if they don't admit it, everybody poops. Everybody poops. Everybody poops. Sure things number more than two. Death and taxes and everybody poops. Some days it's easy, other days it's hard. But if your system's working, thank your lucky stars. Nobody talks about it, not a word is said. But if you're not pooping, then it means you're probably dead. The destitute and homeless have to do it, it's true. But even all the wealthy people gotta make do. And if you live long enough, it's happening to you. Sooner or later, everybody poops. Everybody poops. Everybody poops. Sure things number more than two. Death and taxes and everybody poops. Death and taxes and everybody poops. Death and taxes and everybody poops. Doobie-doo.
Well, that is a song from the YouTube audio library. That is called Everybody Poops from Audionautics. I hope I said that correctly. It's just one of those songs that I thought was cute, and I thought I would pop it in for this live streaming. Oh well, so tonight we'll just talk a little bit about some news items, another unscheduled live event. I got done cutting the grass, took a shower, chilled out with some coffee. Now I'm just chilling at home. So don't know how many are going to show up tonight for the live event, but you can always replay this video back after it is done. Alright, so let's go into some news items. And if anybody pops in the chat room, I will think about saying hello. Oh, I'm just kidding. Of course I will. I will say hello. I always do. Alright, so I just transition here to the live desktop. And let's go into some news items. I'll go back to your chats, your chat comments after I am done. Well, I suppose no operating system is completely safe. Samba cry, this Linux malware is turning. Well, it's definitely turning, all right. Machines, turning machines into cryptocurrency miners. Oh, let's see what we have here. Over the last few weeks, ransomware had managed to haunt the users of outdated Windows OS. This has also inspired the Linux users to share memes which roasted Windows users. They assume that the words Linux and malware don't go hand in hand. Wrong answer. No operating system is 100% immune. It just doesn't exist. Today, right now, is Linux a little bit more secure than Windows? Sure, but that can change. So what do we have here? A new malware named linux.moldrop.14 has managed to target the Raspberry users who haven't changed the default passwords of their devices. So there you go. No operating system is 100% secure. Just beware of that. Make sure no matter what you use, your system is totally 100% up to date. Moving along. The System 76 Galago Pro is a fierce featherweight competitor for Linux lovers. Look out. Dell XPS 13, you're not the only Linux laptop in town. System 76, I believe, is based out of Colorado. That's all I know about them. I believe they market exclusively Ubuntu-based machines. Now, this is going to be interesting since Ubuntu Unity has been dropped. And I wonder how many people will like the GNOME desktop instead of Ubuntu Unity. I'm guessing not too many, but that is strictly my opinion. Let's see, is there a price for this thing? Don't see it. I'm guessing probably between $1,000 and $2,000 based on the specs that I see here, but I could be wrong. Alright. Russian hackers testing malware with Britney Spears' Instagram. Oh? In an impressive bit of cyber sleuthing, security researchers have discovered that a nasty piece of malware was being tested by a Russian-speaking hacker group, and it was using the comment section of Britney Spears' Instagram as a way to call home. What can I say? Oops, she did it again. That's actually kind of slick. Well, Kdenlive, probably the premier video editor for Linux, and you can even download this and try this in Windows. The latest release, 17.04.2, is now available. I actually need to test this latest version in Windows and see if there are any performance updates. But so far, Kdenlive in Linux works pretty good most of the time the way it should. Let's see. MC Strap, hello. Rose, hello. Liam, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. So for tonight, we're just going to a few news items of the week, and that'll be it for this evening. If you have a news item you want me to take a look at or want to mention, please do in the chat session. Okay. Google reveals when it'll stop supporting Pixel and Nexus phones. Let's see here. Based on the info Google listed on the supports page, the Pixel XL, which was released in 2016, will get the latest Android updates until October 2018. Security updates until October 2019. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is. Mountain View will also stop supporting the Huawei Mate Nexus 6P and the 5X in September 2018. A year after they stopped getting new OS updates. I don't know how good or bad this compares to the iPhone updates. All I know is my HTC One Max, still the phone with the best speakers on the market. I know it's 4 years old by now, but it has the best speakers. That's why I have it. I'm stuck, I guess, forevermore on Android 4. Thank you, HTC. Boeing studies pilotless planes as it ponders next jet airliner. Really? Do I really need to comment on this? You're on a plane? There's a problem. All of a sudden the AI computer comes on. May I have your attention, please? Is there a pilot on board? We have a piece of malware in the computer system. Oopsie. Yeah. Liam, I am using Edge because it works, and I'm running this in Windows 10. Why? Because it works. I don't care if Microsoft is seeing what I do. Microsoft can see that we are all one loving Linux community, right, Liam? Milos, hello. I am doing fine this evening. How are you? You know what? Edge is really not a bad browser. It really isn't. Yeah. Did I hear about the high demand of AMD ARC? No. What is up with that? I don't know what is going on. I'm stuck on a refurbished gateway. It's kind of outdated. It still works. I was hoping to upgrade my equipment for the channel. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this year. But what is up with that? What's so special about the 580 graphics cards? Options Trader Man, welcome. Let's see. Anyone using an Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or Apple TV device that has been wanting a side-click device can find one on Best Buy for $19.99. Normally $30, free freight on orders over $35. Okay. I don't have any sticks. Generally, I'll stream on my phone, my tablet. I have an Xbox One, and that's as far as I go. But so I mean, I haven't heard anything bad necessarily about the Fires, the Amazon Fire TV or the Roku or Apple TV device, but I do not use those. Milos, it's 2:46 in the morning. Bye. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do these at different times. I don't do as much as I would like to. It's kind of hard with the 19-inch monitor, guys. I'll be honest, but I do what I can. Cryptocurrency mining raised the prices up on the cards. Oh. Why, MC Strap? Think about DeepMind and IBM Watson and future toward AI. You know what, Rose? I don't know. I have to look into that some more. You know, this is truly a brave new world, and technology is moving at such a fast pace. It is impossible for any single content creator, YouTuber to really keep up with all of this. But I don't know, Rose. Yeah. Peppermint OS 8, I believe. Did I download it? I may have downloaded it. Let me get out of this. This is Perfect Disk, by the way. It's a free trial for Windows. It's not bad. I think I downloaded it, Options Trader, man. I don't think I've tested it yet. I've heard good things about it. From what I understand, it's not a huge upgrade from the previous one. From what I understand, Peppermint OS is a development, or has been development from people from the Linux Mint squad. So it appears to be stable, lightweight, and easy to use. What operating system do you use as far as Linux goes, Options Trader Man? I use mainly, I dual boot between Windows 10, which you see here, Linux Mint Mate. On my other machines I have Kubuntu. Ubuntu Mate is pretty good. I think Ubuntu Mate right now is the gold standard for beginners. I stress that, for beginners for Linux. Been enjoying your watching videos. Great content as always. Thank you, Milos. What's up with Spatry? Honestly, I don't know, Milos. I really don't know. No one has been able to reach him. I hope he's okay. And that's all that I know. I miss doing the news and nonsense with him. I wish I had more information for you. Use them for cryptocurrency mining. Okay. Well, that doesn't sound too friendly, does it? Okay, let's move on to some other news items, and I'll go back to the chat. Okay, so yeah, as far as pilotless passenger jetliners, I don't think so. Apple will market the Siri HomePod as a less creepy alternative. I'm sorry, Apple. I prefer my home assistants to be completely creepy and sneaky, like a horror movie. This is completely unacceptable. I want as much creepiness as I can get. I'm just kidding. Of course, Apple wants into your home, but not in a weird way. The HomePod, Apple's Siri voice speaker, was unveiled this week with a premium price tag of $350. Ouch. And Apple's playing up the privacy of the device. How do you look once you get on the web or access the web? I'm sorry, you don't have privacy. I don't care what you use, but that's strictly my opinion. Looks like the HomePod will be available, I guess, this fall, to compete with the Amazon Echo and Google Home. I thought about buying the Echo. There was a refurbished one on Amazon for like $39.99 or something like that. I think it's cool to have, but yeah, I know. I don't have one. Let's see here. Apple would need the privacy message to matter if it wants to catch up on the home speaker space. Amazon has sold, wow, 15 million Echo speakers. That's a lot. Anybody here have one of these devices? I do not. I think it would be cool to have, but I don't have one. What else do we have? 7 in 10 smartphone apps share your data with third-party services. Well, this is absolutely shocking, isn't it? Our mobile phones mobile phone devices, I guess, reveal a lot about ourselves, where we live, who our family, friends, and acquaintances are, and what we communicate. Yeah, yada yada yada. We all know this. You know, the web can be the library to the world. It can be a useful tool, but once you get on the web, I don't know, man. I think privacy is pretty much very rare, in my opinion. And lastly, let's go into some news, brief nonsense news. Man steals 15 bottles of motor oil in pants, according to the police. A Florida man was arrested after stealing 15 bottles of motor oil and a stack of DVDs by stuffing them down his pants. Okay. I get it. The thief was trying to be slick. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Anyway, that was my news for this evening. Okay, so you've been using Linux Lite for the last 3 years or so on all PCs and netbooks. Okay. Thinking about switching to Peppermint. Heard lots of great things about it. Yeah, give it a shot. I haven't heard anything bad from what I've seen. So yeah, check it out. Bad Wolf, welcome to tonight's live event. You just missed it. I just did about 6, 7 or so news items. What kind of keyboard do I have? MC Strap, it's the keyboard that came with the gateway. It's a generic, whatever it's called. Yeah, nothing fancy, nothing like glows in the dark or no. It's not a gaming keyboard. It's just a basic keyboard. And it's the one that came with the refurbished computer. 32-bit Skype for Linux going away July. Yes, that is true. I tested the new Skype for both Linux and Windows. It seems okay. It's less feature-rich in Linux, but it seems to be stable. Keep in mind the one for Linux is a beta. Okay, so you have to switch to 64-bit OS and download updated version. Yes, that is true to continue. Yeah. That's why the reason you're thinking about upgrading to Peppermint. Okay, I mean, you don't have to. I don't think you have to upgrade the OS to use Skype, do you? Alan Del Duca. Hello, Alan. Manjaro. Alan, I tried Manjaro last year for a few months, and I just could not use it. The bugs got to me, and I got tired of fixing things, so yeah. OBS is being a little punk. What happened? I'm not sure. I had to fix it. I uploaded a video. I got a notification, was it last night? This morning? I lost track about, it was an updated version of OBS. That's what I use now. I'm still learning how this works. Or rather learning all the features, but it seems okay. I mean, I either use this or Google Hangouts for the live streams, but I mean, OBS seems okay for me, at least in Windows. I don't think I've had issues in Linux. Manjaro is amazing. Yes, it is. Oh, Bad Wolf. That's why you're using Arch. Duh. Yeah, I don't use Arch, any form of Arch. But in Linux Mint, Ubuntu, yeah, I haven't had any issues using OBS. Who was posted a video on Arch Labs just today for the first time? Oh, it was Linux Quest. Rob, I believe, was messing around with it, but your vids are pixelated. All I can suggest, Bad Wolf, is check the forums. That's what I do when I'm using either, Debian-based or Ubuntu-based, and there's an issue. If I can't figure it out myself, I will definitely check the forums for, some kind of solution. But yeah, Arch, just one thing. Manjaro was as close as I came to trying Arch-based or Arch-related. Anybody here mess around with Cubes OS? That's supposed to be probably one of the most secure, relatively speaking, Linux-based distributions. Seems a bit of a chore to set up, though. But yeah, OBS for me seems to be working okay. So let me get out of these. I still can't get over this pilotless plane testing. I don't think that, it's one thing about cars, but planes, no way, Jose. I need to download the latest Kden Live when I get a chance and check it out. Seems to work okay in Windows too. Not as performance lags a little bit, but I believe it's still a beta or maybe still an alpha. I can't remember. But check out the latest Kden Live if you are running Windows. Do I know why VLC player loads when I start when I open gparted? By the way, Toss, everything is okay with Linux Lite. Okay, so to reboot answered my question. MD5's indicated that Linux Lite was not corrupted. Okay. VLC player loads when you open gparted? Really? Gparted is a partition manager, right? What's that got to do with VLC? Huh. I don't know, Rose. You got me on that one. Something's up somewhere. Anybody here now? Gparted open. When VLC player loads, gparted. Wow. Okay, I do not know. You want me to try Intergos? I might. It's easy. It's an easy Arch installer and works great. I might try it in a virtual machine. Cubes OS should be called Extinct OS. Why is that? Isn't that been around for like 6-7 years? I think who did it? Switch to Linux did a tutorial on that. It's quite intensive. I don't think it's for me, but yeah. Linux Lite is fine, but I installed the 32-bit version on most PCs, so I have to upgrade from 2.8 to the current version. Probably a good time to try Peppermint. Yeah, I've heard very good things about it. Unity has been dropped, officially starting with. You can test 17.10 right now, Alan. Unity is no more. Farewell. I had a fun time using it. I liked it much better than GNOME. Yeah, but it is done now. Somebody else will take it and fork it and do something with Unity. But I believe you can download the testing ISOs for Ubuntu, which is GNOME now, 17.10. Alan. Yeah. Have to upgrade to 64-bit for all PCs to continue using Skype. Okay, all right. To chat with Son in Germany. Okay, cool. Do sudo nano user share application gparted desktop, and if any mention of VLCs, and delete it. Okay, there you go, Rose. It seems odd that would happen in the first place. Okay. Yeah, that would be kind of annoying, huh? Cubes OS started in 2012. Okay. Thanks, Nano. You're forgiven, Rose. A very promising Unity fork in j.project. Okay, all right. Yeah, I've noticed with Linux, too much messing with forking. Everything gets forked up, as it were. So yeah. Mythbuntu has been mothballed. Oh, I use it, so I will have to find another DVR Linux software. May give Plex. Yeah, I've heard good things about Plex. Options Trader Man. So yeah. You can't upgrade 64-bit on some PCs because they don't have. So well, yeah. If it wasn't, if it's designed for 32, if you have 64-bit, you can use both 32 and 64. But yeah, if it was designed for 32, it's not going to work for 64. That is true. Anybody here use Windows 10 besides Linux? So evidently Skype is only for 64-bit, right? Of course, I think all of my machines are 64-bit except for one, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't use Skype on it. I was going to test a Skype alternative called Viper, or not Viper, Viber, I believe it's Viber. Yeah. Try that, see if that'll work like Skype or maybe better. I usually use Skype when I call Rome or call Italy. The NJ project will have Core, which is KDE desktop style like Unity has a desktop. And then there is Pure, which is based directly off Unity. Okay. No Windows 10 for you, Rose. Okay, fine, be that way. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Windows for me, it works. I mean, I didn't have any issues doing the upgrades. And trust me, before I did the upgrades, I checked the news. I checked some of the forums for possible problems, but maybe I just got lucky. What else can I say? Yep, beginning July 1st, 64-bit Skype. Okay. I use Windows 10 too, but I kind of deleted it because it was kind of running like crap on the on your i5. It doesn't run on an i5, really? Wow. The only reason that Windows 10 shouldn't run on a modern machine is either you don't have enough RAM or one of your RAM chips isn't working. You should have at least 4 gig of RAM to run Windows somewhat comfortably. But an i5 machine, you should not have any problems. Do you sometimes miss the Vista 7 Aero traditional? You know, Alan, not really, no. The number one thing I look for in an operating system, whether it's Linux or Windows, is stability. Does everything work? As far as the looks, it's nice to have the looks like the Aero desktop, but it's not that much of a big deal for me. You hated Windows and went to Linux. Okay, Rose. Was Windows not nice to you? It didn't bring you flowers? Did not speak softly? Come on, what happened? Adam Grubbs, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. It's going good. A beautiful day today. Let me see, I was cutting grass, doing some chores. It is still, I believe it's still in the 80s here in Ohio, which I'm not complaining. I should have went swimming today. It's what I should have done, but no, I had stuff to. Yeah, it's going good, Adam. Thank you. Yeah, forked systems, forked desktop environments, forked Linux in the past for me it's kind of been more of a miss than hit. Shadow, you don't like when those updates, they render your system useless for hours. Some of the updates can take a while, but I believe in the new Windows 10 Creators Update you can not bypass, but you can somewhat stall the updates for a future time. So it's a little bit more user-friendly. I wish we could just shut them off at our choosing, but considering with all the malware and ransomware, shutting off updates is probably not a good idea for any system, especially with the security updates. So yeah. C128D, hello. Try Jitsi. I've heard of Jitsi, yes. Yeah, all i5s, even an i3 can run Windows or something similar. Yeah, it's usually if you don't have enough RAM, or you've got a bad RAM chip, yeah, it should run fine. Okay, so Windows Vista went end of life. I did not like Vista. I had it in one machine. It was awful, absolutely awful. But Windows 7 was Windows. Windows 7 is what Vista should have been. But yeah. Fair OS distribution will be adopting a rolling release model in the near future. Okay. For those of you joining late, by the way, I went into about 7 news articles and 1 nonsense news. When this is over, you can just replay the video to catch up if you so choose to. So, I normally do a news item of the week this time of the week, but I figure I'll just go live and do it so I don't have to edit anything. Let's see. Ran Windows 10 and ran off i5 a couple weeks ago. Got very bloated and slow. Do a system restore, Liam, and save all your files. Try that. That's what I did, and it worked. Vista should have went EOL back in 2001. Retro updates or something like that, right? Let's see. I told you yesterday my laptop was not able to work until Microsoft God decided to fix the drivers. Did you note that there is a God mode in Windows? Yeah. Oh my goodness, 24 RAM, 24 gigs of RAM. Pff, you can run anything on it. Absolutely. Liam, yeah. You have Windows 10 on Core 2 Duos and it'll work fine, yeah. On my Lenovo from was built in 2011, that only has 4 gigs of RAM, dual core, I think 3.1 gigahertz. It runs fine. Even gaming works. Yeah, so sounds like you install one of the beta updates. Make sure you configure Windows Up to not install feature updates. That may be what happened. Yeah. Could be. Too late now. You installed Ubuntu GNOME. Liam, my goodness. Well, you're going to be very close and friendly with the Windows Tweak tool. Or the Windows Tweak tool, yeah. The GNOME Tweak tool. Maybe there should be a Windows Tweak tool, huh? Windows 7 and Windows XP were the best OS for the evil Microsoft empire. Yes, my Lord Vader. Loved Windows 7. Windows 8 was a fool's errand. Windows 10, don't care for the politics behind it, but it works. In gaming, I did a recording today of Asphalt 8 Airborne, the free game for Windows 10, and even on my old dual core run. So, yeah, well, what can I say? It just works. Vista was Microsoft's first attempt at a modern OS. Yeah, it could be, Alan. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. You ran Windows 10 on an old socket 939 AMD dual core from 2002 or thereabout. Ran fine. Yeah, with 4 gigs of RAM or more, you should be fine. Yeah. Ubuntu GNOME is nice. Liam, out of the box, I don't think it is nice. It takes, when I did a live event about, I think I titled it Windows User Like Me versus GNOME. I think I had to turn on or install 10, 11, 12 tweaks to get it user friendly. So it has the potential to be nice, but no operating system should take that many tweaks to get it running. But that's just my opinion. Much like modern Macs with DDR3 RAM, yeah. Vista Service Pack 2 was way better in stability than the RTM. I didn't have it that long, Alan. I remember I had it. I remember buying an HP machine because it had a Altec. Wait a minute. Yeah, Altec Lansing speakers. It sounded great. And it said Vista capable. And I got a free upgrade disc. And I think the machine had 1 gig of RAM. Yeah, it was capable, all right, to run at a snail's pace. That was just so stupid to even say that. 16 gigs, and you really like your RAM, don't you, Bad Wolf? What's not to like, right? Remix OS. I have not options. I have not tried it. It is rooted unlocked by default, so you can't install some programs on it. Required normal lockdown Android OS. I don't know why Google will not create a mass-marketed, Linux desktop, such as Android, Chrome OS combined, especially with the gazillion Android phones out there. But yeah, the Creators Update is a beta release at the moment. Yeah, I think it is, see, but it seems to work for me. So yeah. You did it. Okay, yes, a bunch of tweaks for GNOME to make it nice. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I offload tasks to other machines to have more resources. Okay. Used to have a PC with Vista Service Pack 1. It ran horribly. Yeah, the initial release of Vista and then saying that a machine is Vista capable with 1 gig of RAM. Oh man, I don't know what they were thinking. You want at least 4 gigs with any Windows to be somewhat comfortable. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab a drink out of the fridge and I'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, I'm back. Where are we? 1 gig of RAM, RAM Vista. It installed it with a gig of RAM. MC. I mean, I knew it probably wasn't at the time of thinking. I'm not sure if this will work. It had enough RAM to install. I'll put it to you that way. But to run it comfortably was ridiculous. It should have said, the sticker should have said Vista capable. However, you know, this much RAM recommended. I would have been cool with that, but it didn't say that, and then ticked off a lot of. Well, I'm sure it ticked off a lot of consumers who don't know. I mean, I knew, but that's not the point. But that being said, Windows 7 was done correctly, so yeah. The problem with using extensions and tweaks in O3 is as soon as you update it, more likely it will break it all. C128D, yeah, that's one of the things about the extensions. You just never know what's going to happen after you start, you know, tweaking it or updating it. That's why I just don't mess with GNOME, but just my opinion. I noticed that with Cinnamon, with Linux Mint Cinnamon applets, or not the applets, the what they call them, spices. That's why I do not use Linux Mint Cinnamon. Although I believe the Linux Mint team has taken more control over those so-called spices. Yeah. Let's see. Tiny Vista ran nicely and 500 megabytes of RAM. Okay. September is when the current Creators Update moves out of beta. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep track of all these, you know, dates or what's out of beta. For me, it just comes down to what works. Don't know why someone doesn't make a web browser that still supports 32-bit system. Well, I don't know, Rose. I mean, 64-bit is where it's at right now. So, although I understand what you're saying. Most Windows requirements are lower than what it actually requires. If you're running the old Windows 2000 or XP, you probably don't need a lot of RAM, Alan. But yeah, from Windows Vista and up, of course, Windows Vista is not being supported. You really need a good 4 gig. On my backup machine, my Lenovo, with 4 gig, it's fine, but it kind of slows down when I start opening multiple apps. So yeah, 4 gigs should be the minimum. If I had 6 gigs in there, it would be fine, or more, obviously. But yeah, it's a little bit more. You have more flexibility with Linux, obviously. Anybody here mess with the latest Kubuntu or KDE Neon? I think they're terrific. I was really, really impressed how zippy it is. Kubuntu in the past has been usually resource intensive. And I think Kubuntu in the past was one of those distributions where you really needed about 4 gigs of RAM to make it run comfortably. But not anymore, it seems. Yeah. Firefox, Vivaldi still have 32-bit browsers. Oh, do they? I guess. Okay, all right. Liam, you prefer Vista. Forget Vista. Okay. 7 is fine. Windows 10. Now, Windows 10, you should tweak it in terms of startup applications to make it run a little bit faster at startup. I would uninstall any apps that you don't need, and it's going to be fine. Yeah, MC, check out Kubuntu tonight. Alan, you use Kubuntu? I have Kubuntu on my backup desktop, and on this machine, I'm running Windows now, but when I boot into Linux Mint, I downloaded the Kubuntu desktop just to get it. Excuse me, just so when I can log out, I can log into Kubuntu just to give me that environment. Vista was fine with 8 gigs. I certainly hope so. I would have hoped so. See, yeah. Yeah, KDE Neon is a little bit lighter in terms of apps, maybe a little bit too light for beginners, but yeah, KDE Neon. The one thing I noticed about KDE Neon, I tried to install that on my backup desktop, and I could not log into it. It gave me like a funky looking screen. So something happened with the installer. I had to delete KDE Neon and install Kubuntu, so I'm not sure what happened there. KX Studio. I'm not familiar with that one. See, you prefer KDE Neon. Is it because it's lighter than Kubuntu? It does have fewer apps, so yeah. Of course, nowadays, with YouTube, there really are only a handful of apps that I use, such as OBS Studio, for screen recording. In Linux, I use usually Kazam or Simple Screen Recorder. If I'm editing, I'll use Kdenlive exclusively. That seems to be the most feature-rich and the most stable for Linux. Kdenlive works for me in Windows also, though slower, but like I said, still an alpha or a beta. Sometimes I'll use Audacity in both Windows and Linux. It's usually geared, for me, it's more towards multimedia apps, so yeah. Neon is lighter and gives KDE 5. Okay, yeah. I think with the Neon, depending if you do not download the LTS version, Liam, you will get all the latest updates. I believe that's correct. If you do not install the LTS, correct me if I'm wrong. Mainly because it just runs better overall. Not having to install a bunch of crap is also a plus. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I actually have KDE Neon on my Toshiba machine, which I believe originally had Windows Vista. But for me, I don't mind uninstalling stuff I don't need, or I could just keep it there. But it's no big deal. It might be a little bit more of a chore or a challenge for beginners for KDE Neon, but it's not that difficult. Fortunately for Vista, no more updates, and even Microsoft security is no longer updated. Oh, really? I did not know that. Had to switch a friend's PC to Avast. Avast is fine. I use the default Windows, what's it called, Defender. I have Malwarebytes, Super Anti-Spyware. Yeah, right, Liam. Yeah, I didn't think there was a 5.20. I was going to say they're working really fast. 5.10, yeah. Just a couple of tweaks in 5.10, nothing major, but anyway, yeah, as long as it works. Rose, you are asking me what OS system you prefer, Windows, Linux, or Apple? That's a good question. Okay. The only reason I don't have an Apple machine is because I don't have the budget for it. Some of you may have heard about the so-called adpocalypse here on YouTube with advertisers pulling out. I've had requests in the past to look at an Apple machine to give my straightforward thoughts about it. So it's hard for me to say would I prefer an Apple machine if I had it. I don't know, Rose. From what I've seen on YouTube, okay, it seems like it seems like 99% of professional YouTubers. Now, when I say professional, I mean YouTubers with 1 million subscribers, hundreds of thousands. They only use Apple, Rose. That's all they use, period. My friend Stephanie Forian, the singer-songwriter, she tried using writing her music or tried using Windows. She found herself fixing things more on a Windows machine versus Apple. So right now I dual boot Windows and Linux. I would say 60% plus Linux, 40% Windows. So my answer, Rose, is I prefer to dual boot. It's no big deal for me. I feel a little bit more secure in Linux. Windows 10 is secure with all the proper updates. You know, of course, I run the virus scans and all that. So, Rose, I hope that answers your question. Fidel, how are you? Just got home from work. Fidel, I jumped online just for you. Ooh, drinking Pepsi. I had a burp there. Thank you, Fidel. How are you? Welcome. If I had a larger monitor or two monitors, I would probably do one of these like at 1 in the morning for my friends overseas, but it's just difficult, with my eyes. But anyway, welcome to the show, Fidel. Yeah, I just started the show with weekly news. I used to call it the Total OS Today Weekly News Report, but that's such a long title. I'm just calling it Tech News. So I started off the show with about 7 or so news items. You can replay this, when it's done if you want to catch up on it. You're doing good. Cool, Fidel. Thank you. I'm glad that you're doing well. The weekend is almost over. Yes, but it's still warm where I live. Let's see here. You run Windows predominantly as it's just less hassle. Linux requires too much time playing with it to keep it running well. Yes, with Linux, as far as Windows, assuming there are no, problems with the updates or misbehaving apps, see, I would have to agree in general. With Linux, I don't, lately, with the specific distros I have chosen, it doesn't require too much time tweaking. For example, Ubuntu GNOME, you can spend God how long tweaking. But with specific Linux distros like Linux Mint, Ubuntu Mate, Kubuntu, there really isn't a lot of tweaking involved unless there's an issue. But generally speaking, yeah, a Windows machine that's not pirated or someone gave you, yeah, I would have to say in the long run that's less hassle. See, it does work. If you did a stream at 1 a.m., you would join. Well, MC Strap, thank you. Thank you. I've been thinking about it, for my friends in different time zones, but I don't know. I'm going to have to find a way to upgrade my equipment here. It just makes it a little bit tough, but anyway. What is your opinion on Ultimate Edition? I think I tried that once or twice. It's definitely ultimately loaded, but it seems like it's always full of bugs or something doesn't work right. It's just too much, Alan. It looks cool, but it's a bit much. And really, that thing is loaded with a gazillion apps. That may be fun to try on a test machine, Alan, just for fun, but on a production machine, no way. I just don't have patience. you know, on this gateway machine I have, it's super reliable, but it takes like 20 minutes to render a 10-minute video. Anyway, let's see here. It's those issues that you're talking about. Yeah, completely understand. Even with my with Linux Mint Mate in this machine, see, I think I've mentioned this before. My screen randomly goes blank for a few seconds. Now you guys don't see it, and then it comes back on. I learned to live with it because I don't want to, upgrade the, put in a graphics card or buy a new machine. It's one of those things that I learned to live with it. For now. 5.4 is really nice. Okay. Really? Ultimate Edition runs on a live USB? I thought it would run a lot slower, performance-wise, on a USB. Not so much installed. Okay. Yeah, I thought it would be just the opposite, see, yeah. Is that still being developed? Ultimate Edition? I think there's another one that's loaded. Isn't it Ubuntu Studio? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, lots of choices when it comes to Linux-based, Linux-based distributions. Obviously. Let me check something real quick. So yeah, check out the latest Kden Live if you use video editing, and you can check it out. And I think there's an updated version for Windows also. Let's go to this website real quick, see what's up here. It is slower, but having all those apps pre-installed is a plus for a live USB where it's paid to install something. Okay, hey, if it works, that's the bottom line, so yeah. Sure. Let's see here. Yeah, you guys can check out the latest daily builds for Ubuntu, which is 17.10, has GNOME. I think there was another poll here somewhere. Yeah, we talked about the GNOME Tweak Tool update. Lets you move Windows controls. Exciting. Ubuntu Desktop is not dying. It's simply regenerating. Well, there's a piece of news. Yep, GNOME is now the default desktop in Ubuntu 17.10. Snappy is finally doing something about super large app sizes. Okay. And KDE Connect. Okay. Let's see here. KDE 17 is a joke. Oh, I haven't. Oh, it is a joke. The previous release was better. Okay. I haven't tested it yet. I mean, it's still in beta. So expect bugs, but hey, at least they're trying. Ultimate is number 33. No kidding. On DistroWatch. Here we go. Skype, Qt Linux app will stop working July 1st. Thanks. Try another. This is another website I go to check out stuff. Noobs Lab. There used to be a super jacked up version of Linux on the PC Linux OS website. I forget what it was called. It had a lot of apps. I don't think they make it anymore, but yeah. How vulnerable is your operating system application and hardware? I guess that depends. Now let's check this out, see what it says. The Full Monty. That is it. Yes. I had to think of the name. The Full Monty. Yes. Tech innovations remains one of the greatest achievements of man today. If you look around, almost everything is tech-based. Yeah. Let's see here. Common types of cyber attacks. Yep. No operating system application or hardware is immune. That is true. DOS, denial of service, SSL attacks, brute force, DNS attacks. Sounds vicious. Interesting article, but no surprise there. I mentioned the Galago Pro. Yep, Ubuntu 17.10. Now shipping with GNOME instead of Unity. KDE application 17.0402. Yeah, see, it's all in the code. It can be hacked, absolutely. You know, right now for Linux we are a little bit more secure than Windows, but look, that can change. So yeah. UCare system. I actually tested this application. It's not bad. All-in-one system update and maintenance tool for Ubuntu Linux Mint. It's not bad at all. Check it out. The UCare system. Check one more thing here. Ubuntu. Yep, which known apps should Ubuntu include by default? That's the poll. Music, weather, clocks, contacts. You know, you would think that you shouldn't have to ask whether the GNOME tweak tool should be installed by default. Of course it should be. So this is the poll. Clocks, contacts, documents, maps, music, photos, Polari. What's Polari? Recipes, sushi, tweak tool. Let me see, what are the results? No surprise, tweak tool is on top. You would think photos is a given, weather is a given, music. I mean, really looking at all of these, maybe leave out recipes, Polari, and sushi. I mean, I know what recipes is. I'm not sure what Polari and sushi. I mean, I know what sushi is, but anyway, that is the poll. Which known apps would you like to see installed by default? Yeah, I think I'll stick with Mate, Desktop, and Kubuntu. It just tests out Kubuntu VirtualBox. It looks like a good distro. Yeah, MC. It's they've done a good job streamlining it. Performance has been improved. You don't need lots of RAM to run it comfortably. They've done a good job. And uh, Dolphin file manager is terrific, one of the best. Just going to pop it out here. I don't really need to look at this here, so we'll just do this a little better. Let's see. Yeah, Plasma 5.10.1. Looks like Wonder Woman is a big hit. Not gonna go see it. I guess Alien Covenant not doing too good. I enjoyed it. You love Dolphin, installing a lot of DEs. Wish they could port it to Windows. Yeah, it's good. There's a lot going on in Dolphin, and I would have to agree it's very user friendly. Yeah. See what we got here. Kubuntu and Debian. Kubuntu is Ubuntu KDE distribution, provides operating system. Okay. Debian is a free, use the Linux or FreeBSD kernel. Okay. Get out of that. I've tested Debian before. It's pretty good. Debian stable, as it would imply. They're more focused on stability versus the latest software, cutting edge software. So yeah, it's pretty good. And you have a choice of different desktop environments with Debian. Anyway. Alright, just a few more minutes, and I guess I'll call it a night. Zanesis, hello. Welcome to another live event. Started off the show about an hour or so ago, and I mentioned about 7 news articles for the week. You can just replay the video, this live cast, once I stop streaming, just to catch up. Normally I do these newscasts or news and review once a week, and I figured tonight I'd just do it live and say hello to you guys. Any news that you guys want to share? Since this live cast is news themed. Perfect Disk, by the way, is a pretty good disk defragmenter for Windows. I got this as a 30-day trial, and I like it. Seems to work pretty good. Does Perfect Disk really make your PC faster? I would have to say, since I installed it and did the full, tweaking, defrag, it seems to be running okay. Meaning a little bit, performance-wise, a little bit better. The answer is yes. Is it a lot better than the default defragger for Windows? I don't know, Fidel. I like the Perfect Disk app because there's more features on it. So in fact, let me just bring it up since you ask. Xbox Scorpio to be called Xbox One X, Xbox One X, XXXX. Okay. I kind of like Scorpio better. Slack, yeah. Xbox One X. Sounds like a military secret plane or something. But okay. I mean, my Xbox One is fine, but I think this one is 4K capable, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway. Yeah, this is the perfect disc. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. I just wanted to try it and check it out. It's free. I like it. It's easy to use. A lot of nice features, such as clearing up duplicate files and a space management, check of your system. But hey, it's a free trial for 30 days. I like the way it looks, a little bit more feature rich than the default defragger. So hey, it's free, so what do you got to lose? So check it out. Dennis, welcome. Okay, so it looks like the PC Linux OS Full Monty has been discontinued. Yes, yeah. I played with that once. It was really, really loaded. You would need at least 4 gig of RAM for that. Options, yeah. I believe they only have 2 or 3 distros on their website to download. But yeah. Thanks for your review. I enjoy the Miller. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your evening, Options. Thank you. Derpington, hello. That's what he wants. Yeah, Scorpio does sound better. Yeah, I mean, Scorpio versus Xbox One X. I guess it's okay too, but I don't know. I just like Xbox Scorpio. It sounds so like I was gonna say sinister, but that's not the right word. It just sounds more tough, more mean. You know, more punch to it. But yeah, I wonder what that's gonna cost when they release it. The One X. I don't know. I'm happy with my Xbox One. I don't. I just play a few games on it, such as Halo and some other ones. But yeah. Anybody else? Anybody else here have an Xbox? I have heard of the Fraggler. See, yeah, free version. Yes, it has most of the perfect this feature. People will not notice the difference. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. Oslogics is good. I mean, there's a whole bunch. I love the name Perfect Disc. It's a great name. That's what caught my eye. So I figured it was a free trial, so why not try it? It seems stable. My system seems to run okay. I like the extra features. I think it's $29.99. It's reasonable if you want to try something like that. But yeah, nothing wrong with the free defragger. MC, you have an Xbox One. Has it been reliable? Mine has. Yeah. Yeah, I've been pretty happy with mine. Except one time I forget what happened. I couldn't do something. I had to unplug the power supply and plug back in to reset it. It's kind of annoying. But other than that, it seems okay. In fact, I changed my passcode on my Xbox and I forget what I changed it to. Oh well. It's really secure. Yeah, they did a good job with the Xbox One as opposed to the original Xbox. Remember, with the overheating and getting the 3 rings of annoyances, whatever it was called, the 3 rings of, what was it called? The 3 rings of death or something like that. That happened to me. I bought the first generation. It went bad. I sent it back. They did return it fixed with a warranty, and it went bad again after the warranty expired. One of my friends in Florida got the same problem, He was waiting and wait. Yeah, that's it. The red ring. Yeah. One of my friends in Orlando, by mistake, they sent them two Xbox 360s by mistake. So he called up and they said, "What? That was kind of cool." He called Microsoft and said, because my friend, he wants to do the right thing and be honest. You guys sent me two machines, and you know what they said? You know what? For all your troubles, keep both machines. So he kept both machines. Oh my. Derp, what's up? Both my Xbox Ones have had problems. The controllers would continuously disconnect. My new one shuts off randomly. I haven't had any issues. Check the forums. But sometimes just, unplugging the power supply, wait 30 seconds to reset it may solve the issue. But really, I'll give credit what credit is due. I haven't had any issues. I think the 500 gigabyte default hard drive is too little, especially since you have to install everything. Yep, red ring equals the blue screen of that. That is true. I really haven't noticed a blue screen in a long, long time in Windows. Have not. But yeah, I haven't installed too many apps in my Windows machine here. This seems to run pretty good. Let's go to the task manager real quick. This machine has 6 gigs, so 42%, almost half CPU, quad core. Seems okay. The wireless card being faulty. Ah, okay. Yeah. I noticed battery life on the new Xbox One controller seems a little bit better than the 360. Or maybe it's just me thinking that way. But yeah, no, it seems okay, yeah. There wasn't a full... I hadn't turned on my Xbox One for a while. I turned it on one day and there was almost like a 4 gigabyte update. Jeez. Rose, you noticed the blue screen in Windows 10 several times. Oh no. Were you able to fix it? Was it a problem? Whoever had it. I think I may have noticed it once. I rebooted and it seemed okay. Now, that may have been caused by a corrupted app versus the core system. I don't know. But so far, Windows 10 seems okay. So far. Yes, it could be driver related. I will say this. I was downloading and testing a lot of apps in both of my Windows 10 machines and it slowed it down. I did notice a slowdown. So what I did a what's called a non-destructive system recovery. That's one of the options. I chose the option to recover my system but to keep my files and folders. And basically what it does, it deletes all the installed apps or the apps that you installed versus the default installed apps. Doesn't take that long. That cleans up the machine. It saves your files and folders. That's the fastest way to clean up your Windows 10 machine without losing your files and folders. Of course, always back up your files and folders no matter what system you use. Of course, if you're using Windows, make sure you before you back up any files, you want to run the antivirus in those files to make sure that you're not backing up the virus also in those specific files. Your laptop was older and I believe the Windows 10 can't be generic. How old was the laptop? Again, if you don't have enough RAM, or if the RAM is just barely enough RAM, that can cause a problem. That should be a song. Oh, you need to back up all your files. Yep. There was some news about the latest Windows 10 about giving you more control, but yeah, I don't know. I know one of the new features in the update is game mode, supposedly to help performance gaming on the less hefty machines. I'm not sure if that really works. So yeah, 4 GB of RAM. Okay, 7 years old. That's fairly old. Yeah, Rose. Yeah, but 4 GB should be plenty. So what? That would have had Windows 7, right? Yeah, by the when you first bought it. Yeah. Zanesis, you made your full move to Linux from Windows because Windows 10 kept not performing well. There was some news last month that with the last month's update, Microsoft did issue a statement halting the updates because some machines, some hardware was not, they were having issues. But besides that, mine seems okay. Microsoft wants to give you control. Well, that's a relative term. They should have been more transparent when Windows 10 was first rolled out in terms of telemetry, it's called. And you guys can figure that out. But yeah. Shane, hello. Let's see, Shane. A massive problem with Windows 10 blowing out photography partition. Oh? Every time it updates. I'm not an expert. I do know a lot. PCs. Huh. That's the first I've heard of that, Shane. Yeah, Core Duo. Yeah. Yeah, 4 gigs of RAM should be fine. Issues were yours with Windows 10. Uh-oh. Well, like I said, I updated multiple machines to Windows 10 to follow the instructions. I took a chance, and they seem okay, even with the old dual core with 4 gigs of RAM. So yeah, I did notice with the old dual core, the built-in game recorder. It's a Super Key G keys. It will not work. It's not compatible. So probably something to do with the graphics card in it. But yeah. But hey, you look, if you have an old machine that can't run Windows, there's always Linux Lite or Peppermint OS or something light. Uh, 60 gigs of free space. Do you need that much, C? I don't remember. Maybe you do. You upgraded to went back to 8.1 quick. Okay. Well, this gateway here originally had Windows 8, went to 8.1. Took a chance with Windows 10 since it was free, and I probably would have been ticked off if I. But see, this machine, most modern machines, MC, they have a separate partition as a restore partition for the original OS. So I knew if Windows 10 messed up, I could go back to Windows 8 and restore it, and that's why I took a chance. But I'm sorry you had problems. Yeah, at first, Derp. Yeah, I mean, I suppose anything that's brand new is going to have its faults. But I don't know. I've had good luck. I would have no problem buying an upgraded. I should buy an i7, you know, with all the video stuff I do. But yeah. Let's see, Shane. Every time you set up Windows, you go into the registry. Be careful. And shut down telemetry by disabling it. Okay. Another thing, yeah, I mean, as far as performance, I think I've done one or two videos to speed up Windows 10. Of course, you go to, let's see, startup. If you look here, I don't have a lot of startup processes. I probably don't need the iTunes helper to start. Logitech, I don't need that. Product registration, nah. Audio Manager, sure. Wondershare Studio, yeah, that's I'm testing. What am I testing? Oh, the video editor Filmora, I believe it's called. Really easy to use Windows video editor. I forget how much it is. This is a trial version, but it works pretty good. But sure, you can tweak it by going into here and into services. You can disable certain things here. Of course, you got a long list. But yeah, you can certainly tweak Windows 10 to make it, you know, run a little smoother. Yeah, I'll probably wind up deleting Wondershare. I don't really need it. The rest of it, you know, it's just not much here. So, but yeah, with this, with these startup services under Task Manager, if you have a lot here, you're definitely going to run slow. You're using Linux Lite for one notebook. For the laptop, it's still Windows 7, but down the line, I'm thinking about installing MX16. The husband says I've been too crazy about Linux. Well, I've heard good things about MX16. I made a joke about Rocco, Big Daddy Linux. I said, you hop more than a bunny rabbit, Rocco. If you need the QuickTime video, you can extract the iTunes download. Yeah. Yeah, I don't use iTunes. I just have one Apple product, and that's the what is it? Oh, it's my iPad Mini, and I had to install it to upload some of the iTunes accepted my podcasts from SoundCloud. So you can check out Total OS Today podcasts if you use iTunes. It's free. There's some other tweaks. Trying to think here. Yeah, if you go under Adjust Appearance and Performance. Yeah, this is another tweak here. You can go with let Windows choose what's best, adjust for best appearance. If you really want to tweak it, go to adjust for best performance. I chose let Windows choose, but if you click this here, adjust for best performance, yeah, it should run a little bit better. MX16, I believe it is Debian based, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. But yeah, on the performance options, you have some options here to speed it up. Debian, yeah. Yeah, I tested it in a virtual machine. It was quite speedy, very impressive. Very impressive, yeah. I think it's based off of Simply Meepus, not mistaken. Yeah. I see Switch to Linux is running a live event. Okay, cool. You like Debian doesn't work with the setup. Oh, okay. It does require a little bit more tweaking in Debian versus, say, Linux Mint, but it's not too bad. Everybody Poops by Audionautics. That's a funny song. I got that from the YouTube audio library. Anyway. Zanesis, what's my setup? I dual boot this with Windows 10 and Linux Mint Mate. I have the Kubuntu desktop environment also installed so I can log out and in different desktop environments. I have a gateway computer refurbished with 6 gigs of RAM. On my backup desktop computer, it is a Lenovo. Awesome. Lenovo's and ThinkPads are great for trying Linux. And that has Kubuntu and Windows 10 in my backup. And I have some various laptops. One has PC Linux OS. One has, it's either Kubuntu or KDE Neon. I can't remember. But yeah. Yeah, Shadow, if you use the net installer for Debian, you have I think the choice of 10 desktop environments, including GNOME or KDE. I usually installed I think it was Mate, the last one that I tested. Well, KDE used to be very heavy, but the latest Kubuntu and KDE Neon is actually very lightweight. Well, sort of lightweight, at least to the previous versions. Very impressive. Yeah. Alright guys, just a couple more minutes. I think I'll call it a night. Thanks to all of you who stopped by. It's always great chatting with you. If you can, consider supporting the channel through Patreon or PayPal, it'd be greatly appreciated. Try the latest Kubuntu, trust me, or KDE Neon. It's even lighter. I think you will like it. KDE for me in the past, it's always been heavy. Slack, yeah. Yep. I mean, it looks great. Yeah, KDE Neon is much faster. I would have to agree than the previous. Absolutely, yeah. Dual boot KDE Neon Windows 10. I'd love to be able to run just Linux. As someone to visual. Yeah, Shane, there is specific software, like for people wondering, or for people using, doing a lot of videos on YouTube, such as my singer friend Stephanie. She has to use Apple. Rose, do I see my Patreon? Yes. Present, past, comments, yes. Yeah. If you go to the Patreon, it's patreon.com/TOS today if you would like to help for as little as $1 a month. But yeah, absolutely. I usually get a notification on my phone. I think I have it set up, unless I have to turn that on. But yeah, a lot of what's been surprising, Rose, lately with YouTube, maybe it shouldn't be, but once advertisers were pulling their ad money because they realized their ads were appearing on YouTube channels that were somewhat hateful, spiteful, in my opinion, rubbish. But hey, whatever sells. But there were big companies like and I don't want to mention YouTube channel names. I don't want to go there. But obviously, I have a family-friendly channel, so that's not an issue. But yeah, there were big companies like Coca-Cola, GM, AT&T. They're saying, no, we don't want our ads on that channel that talks about that stuff or this topic and that topic. So they just pulled out all their ad money, or a lot of it. I think I read almost $1 billion this year. And there's a couple channels that are family friendly with like 800,000 subscribers, and they needed help. They lost like 90% of their ad revenue. And of course, if that person or persons like myself has a budget for the channel to upgrade this and that, it hurts, sure. But yes, I do see whoever gives either through Patreon or PayPal. Yeah. I really wish software would start making things for Linux. More people use Linux. That's true. The market share is still very low, derp. But once again, if there was a major player like Google making a mass marketed Linux desktop, that would change, yeah. Let's see, Shadow, they're just boycotting to lower I don't know if they're doing that to lower the pricing. I really haven't checked deeply into it. All I can tell you is, whereas this channel in the past was making thousands of dollars a year on AdSense, it's now making hundreds, and it's not even breaking even now, and it does hurt, but I don't want to shut it down because I enjoy doing this. So if you can help, yeah, go to the Patreon or PayPal and support the channel only if you can. I think some of these companies are leaving to get a better break in fees. Rose, it could be. I don't know. All I know is some of the channels on YouTube that are hateful, that are not user friendly, as it were, the ads have been dropped. Some channels have been banned. They come back. There was one channel that's just, pitting one group of people against another. It's just garbage, in my opinion. There is a Patreon account, and he's done very, very well. And it's, for someone like me trying to cover my channel, it's kind of discouraging. But anyway, let's see. From video editing, DaVinci Resolve is now on Linux. I think I tried DaVinci Resolve on Windows. I had a hard time getting used to it, Shane. It looks great, though. There's also another one, Hitfilm Express. I believe that's what it's called. What's the other one? Blueberry. No, Blueberry. That's a screen recorder, not a video editor. Cyber Director, Power Director is pretty good. It's not free. I think there might be a free trial, but that usually works pretty good. It is user friendly. The old Windows Movie Editor, Movie Maker, is actually not bad. It's no longer being supported. Yeah. Check it out. Yeah, let's see, Rose. Quizup had some of his videos. He monetized. He had a video, and I didn't think. No, Quizup, we've done one or two chats, maybe one on security, talking about security, Rose. No, he's a super nice fella from the UK. His videos are almost 100% Linux. I think he does little Windows, makes fun of Windows, and that's fine. But no, all his videos are excellent. Very knowledgeable person. Yeah, he had some videos he monetized. So did I. And he had to resort to Patreon. He just couldn't do it without Patreon. He has a few patrons, so no, it's very well deserved. He's been doing this longer than I have, I do believe. But no, Quizup. See, I don't believe the nice guys finish last, and I think Quizup is going to be around a while as long as there are people willing to to support him. So Quizup, I give you 2 thumbs up. Very friendly chap. He knows his stuff around Linux and security in general. DaVinci Resolve, yes, yeah. Let's see. Do you think we'll ever get to the day where companies like Adobe will only release for Linux and Mac, primarily as Windows 10 is losing? Oh boy, Shane. No, I don't see it anytime soon. Of course, the way technology is moving at a very brisk pace, I won't say never, but for the near future, I just don't see it. I've yet to walk into my computer store, Best Buy or whatever. There's no Linux there. I don't think I've ever seen a Chromebook. Now Google can change that, but for some reason they chose not to mass market a desktop. So I think for companies and for a lot of Windows users, Linux is perceived to be just for geeks, for tinkerers, for puzzle makers, or puzzle solvers. It's not entirely accurate, but that's the reality of it. Let's see. Windows 10 has taken away so many accessories that were included in Windows. What do you miss, Rose? If you don't mind me asking. What do you miss? I agree, Derp. Linux has come a long way the last few years. That's why I use it more than Windows right now. Absolutely. But once again, the reality is, say if you look at DistroWatch, out of those 100 options to try Linux, I mean, really, probably just maybe a handful are really polished, to use every day. Oh, they had OpenSUSE and Mandrake at Best Buy? I didn't know that. Cool. Actually, just got replaced with the apps. Okay. Yeah. I think even the arrow feature might be coming back. Windows 10 card games. I think there are card games. Windows Movie. The media player is still there, Rose. The card games is still there. By default, Windows Movie Maker is not. It's no longer being supported. But it does work in Windows 10. There's a link somewhere. You'll have to install it, Rose. Windows Movie Maker using the compatibility feature in Windows 10. But Windows Movie Maker, I tested it in Windows 10. It does work. It's not feature rich, but it's free. It's stable and it's easy to use, in my opinion, Rose. So all those things. Well, Movie Maker is not there by default, but I believe the media player is there. It's right here, actually. This is media player, and the card games should be there. The Movie Maker, you'll have to search a link for that. Yeah. Let's come along with usability, but not in market share. That's true, Slack. Yeah. And maybe there's no need for it anymore in market share. I don't know. I mean, Linux is everywhere when you think about it. Servers, the space station, GPS, your cars, tablets, phones, not smones, but not on the desktop. Maybe that time has come and went. I don't know. You like to tinker with the OS, that's why you like Arch. Definitely, if you like to tinker, Arch is for tinkerers. I don't like to tinker anymore as much as I used to. I like to download. I like to tweak more than tinker. And once I get it up and running, I just want it to run, period. And that solve problems, as it were. The three S's for me for an OS, that has to be the three S's. Stability is number one. Speed, number two. Special looks is number three. Those are the three S's. Movie Maker was never part of Windows. Media Player is still there, and the games are now the apps. Okay. You can download the Win 7 games from Winera. Okay. Movie Maker was never, I guess it wasn't, was it? But it was always available as a free download. Yeah, you would think, since Apple has the free, what do they call their video editing software that's free in Apple products? Is it Final Touch? Not Final, I can't think of it now. But there's a stripped down version of a very good video editor in Apple. You would think Windows 10 would also have one by default by now. Very unusual. You won't go back to Windows. Okay. Hey, use what works. Linux Lite is good. Okay, sure. Yeah. Windows Maker was a special app. Okay. You compile Qt5, only took 5 hours. Only 5 hours. Okay. Wouldn't have it any other way. Hey, whatever works. That's it. See, yeah, the Windows Live Essentials. They're still on the web. Essential. Final Cut. Thank you, Derp. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah. iMovie. Yeah, it's, you would think Windows 10 would have something like their own version, but I don't know. You know, but whatever. That's why many YouTubers use Apple, because it works out of the box. It has everything that they need. So it's less, and it's, I'm assuming it's less prone to viruses and malware too. So yeah. Check one more thing here. Since we're talking Apple products. Beta tested Windows 10 before it was even available for commercial testing. Okay. You live down the road from Microsoft campus. Cool. Very nice. Give me the opportunity to test it. Excellent. Let's see. iMovie and Final Cut are optimized for much faster rendering than Windows. I believe it. I don't know why Windows don't have their own, you know, Windows Movie Maker, Windows, you know, Final Pro or something. Yeah. I think even the Mac Mini, I mean, these machines are nice. There's no question. A little bit pricey, but I think even the what's it called? The Mac Mini has the built-in Final Cut, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $499 for the Mac Mini. Flash storage option, Intel graphics. It is pretty small, yeah, definitely. I actually tried this in the store, rendering some video. It's a little bit on the slow side for a low spec or fairly low spec machine, but it wasn't bad. Well, it wasn't bad at all. Yeah, iMovie, GarageBand, yeah, that's what it is, yep. You were drooling over a 2012 Mac Mini, but I ain't paying $1,000 for you. Wait a minute, for a Mac Mini, $1,000? Oh, no, I would not do that. Let's see. It's funny how Apple Video Editor Final Cut is optimized for AMD GPUs and Intel. Okay. Hackintosh, yes, says the Macs couldn't keep up with workflow for design and editing. The Intel Nuke, I'm not familiar with that. iMovie was the free version bundled in Mac OS. Final Cut is a pay. Okay, thank you. See, all right, yeah. No, these machines are, I mean, they're solid. They're a little pricey. It's for a select market. YouTubers, it's all they use. And I mean, if I had the budget to buy one, I would, just out of curiosity. And if I didn't like it, I would just donate it to a local school or something. But yeah. Check out Computing Forever, newest Macs for industrial, between 5 and 10,000. Oh, Rose, I'll tell you, even if I had a YouTube channel with a gazillion subscribers, I would not spend that much in a machine. It just, I would rather buy a nice $2,000 Apple machine, and if I had $5,000 to spare, I would buy that and give almost the rest of it to a local charity and do a good deed. That's what I would do, and I would feel better about it. One time you tried to use iMovie, it was too easy. Yeah, it's not bad at all. That's true. They are not upgradable usually, right? So make sure you buy the one you need now and 5 years from now. But if I was going to buy one to do YouTube videos, I probably would not buy the mini. Probably looking at one of the other machines, probably between $1,500 and $2,000. If I'm going to buy a new machine, I want it to render faster than what I'm doing now. But 5 or 10,000 now. 20 years ago, I don't know if they were $5,000, Rose, but it was a different time back then. Yeah, absolutely. I actually went to an Apple store last year and I looked at a machine. What was it? It was one of these with the Retina display, since I wear contact lenses, and it looked really nice if I was going to buy one. Yeah, starting at $1,000. So yeah. Yeah, definitely would want to get an i5 or i7 for video editing. Remember spending $3,000. Whoa. That's a lot, Rose. Yeah. Yeah, I think 20 years ago you could get something decent even for less than $2,000, if I'm not mistaken. If you could get the Power Mac G5, even though it's older, you can now upgrade it with any Intel. I thought about picking up a refurbished one, you know, with enough beefy specs, but even that would run, you know, at least $500 or more. So. Used to steal RAM from public places. Okay. Should I ask how? I think one of my first machines was a Packard Bell, but they are no longer around. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to look at that. Alright guys, couple more minutes. I'm done. Thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure chatting with you guys. You open the case and take out the RAM. Oh, Packard Bell is still in Europe. I did not know that. Huh. MC Strap, shame on you. You need to steal the whole computer next time. Be smart, come on. Just kidding, just kidding. Two versions of the G5, one being IBM. Don't get that one, as APUs are soldered. Okay. Yep, I used to have an HP, solid machine. That was one with the Altec Lansing speakers that the motherboard finally went bad. Beta YouTube. What's the beta YouTube? I don't think I am. Derp. Ben, hello. Oh, you're logging on just as I was going to get. All right, just for you, Ben. I'll stick around a few more minutes since I have no other plans tonight. Welcome. Started off with a little bit of news for this evening. News of the week, tech news of the week. Just an apple you need to run away with now. You know what they say, an apple a day keeps the Windows PC away. Ha ha. IBM Aptiva. I remember those. Yeah. Yeah, sure I do. Altair computer. I don't remember that. See? You have to restart. You messed up. Shane, Debian is pretty good. I've tested different versions before, Debian based. They focus, or at least Debian stable. They focus more on stability. I liked what I saw. Not so much for beginners, but Debian stable, I do recommend it. Yes, absolutely, Shane. Have you tried Debian? I can't remember if you said that you did or not. Yeah, if you want to link it, yeah, Derp, yeah. I think I may have got like a notification from YouTube about something. Maybe it was about AdSense and making it easier for content creators, you know, to get their revenue back. I have to do I gotta do a live stream on surviving YouTube because that's big news nowadays. Hi, Kyrie, welcome. Oh, Commodore 64, I remember those. Absolutely, Rose. How's it going, Kyrie? Debian does require more tweaking, so yeah, I do remember that. But overall, I would say Debian stable branch is, as it implies, it is stable. Yeah. Never messed with Gentoo. All I know about Gentoo, Ben, is an Android OS based off of that, or Android phones. But yeah, do not try. I have not tried Gentoo. Let me look up YouTube beta. Not Batak, beta. The new desktop design. Oh, okay. Well, the YouTube app on my phone looks different. Looks pretty good. The fresh look for YouTube. Yeah, I'm not really concerned so much about, you know, the looks about and the tweaks about YouTube. It's more of getting the AdSense revenue back where it should be. That's what I need to focus on above anything else. You know, me and a bunch of other, you know, content creators. So yeah, as far as that goes. Chrome OS based on Gentoo? I don't remember. It might be. Thought about buying a Chromebook, but nah. Nah. Toss, are you planning to make a new videos soon? I believe, yeah, I've been testing, what did I... so much on my mind. Oh, yeah, the MX16, Rose. Yeah, I have that in a virtual machine. I can tell you that I like what I saw, Rose, so that's what I'm going to do. It's more options for content creators. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know they sent me something last month. Them and YouTube and Patreon, something about if your ad revenue has dropped and you're running into problems with revenue, do this or try looking at this or whatever. But yeah, that's probably going to be my next live event. But yeah, with all the confusion and heartbreak for a lot of content creators who saw their revenue drop, it's good that YouTube is moving as swiftly as they can. They weren't quite as transparent before, but they are now because they don't want to lose good content creators, as myself or anybody else who, you know, who's been doing this for a while. Happy 56th birthday, Ben. A 1 terabyte SSD. Any brands? I don't have any SSD. What's the one? I was looking at external backup hard drives. Seagate. I think that's the name. Check out Seagate. Ben, they seem to have a decent reputation. There's a couple more I can't remember. For some reason, Ben, Seagate pops into my mind, so maybe take a look at that. Oh, they don't. Okay. I did not know that. I just remember, seeing that for external hard drive. What about with Toshiba before for external drives? Don't know about SSDs. That's it. Western Digital. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Yeah. Western Digital. Sure. I think my let me boot this up launch this real quick. SanDisk, okay. I think my machine here has a Western Digital hard drive, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this has Western Digital. So, yeah. Health is excellent after 3-4 years, so yeah, check that out. Toshiba SSDs are the old, those CSWEs are rebranded SanDisk, and neither are that good. Okay. Black Magic docking station, STA drives, Western Digital. Yeah, both this machine, my Gateway, and my Lenovo has a Western Digital. They seem okay. The Seagates, I've heard pretty good, Kyrie. Yeah, they are pretty good for backups. Yeah. SanDisk has been around a while. Sure, look into that. That is a long time for a hard drive, MC. 9 years. But hey, they can last for many years. They can go crappy tomorrow. You just never know with hard drives. I guess it all depends, how many shutdown, on and off cycles and stuff like that. But sure, it's certainly possible. Yeah. I got one that's over 10 years old. It still works. And one of my old ThinkPads. It's slow. Yeah. All right, guys, another minute and I'm done. Thank you for stopping by, all of you who joined in. Always great chatting with you, whether I'm doing a review or a news item of the week or news items of the week. Always a pleasure. And this is one way for me to keep abreast of what's going on in the world of technology. And you're on stock Ubuntu, getting flack from people on it. Ben, use what works. That's always been my philosophy. Use what works. Forget what other people say. Really? Yes, Ben, really. So use what works. For myself, I have no ego to bruise. So I use what works. That's why I use Windows 10 and Linux Mint. I loved Unity for what it's worth. Better than GNOME, easier, and all that good stuff. So, yeah. And that's all I'm going to have to say. So I'm done for this evening. Thank you, Shane. Have a good night to all. Thank you for stopping by. This is Total OS Today, Total Technology for Beginners and Beyond. Thank you for over 7 years of the channel. It's been a pleasure. Consider supporting the channel if you can through Patreon or PayPal. If there's something you want me to take a look at, a piece of news item or whatever, just post them in the comments below. But I am done for this evening, guys, so I'll catch you on the next one, hopefully soon. So have a good evening and take care.